Welcome back, decoders, to the channel. This is Decoding with Cody, back with another quick update. Thanks to a subscriber, I cannot remember your name. The comment has now disappeared from YouTube. But please comment on this video so I can give you a proper shout out. But anyway, a subscriber, guys, came to me and let me know after my last video that there was a game system called the Xbox One X Eclipse. All right. And this blew my mind because we've been talking about this. If you guys have been following my channel and many other decoders channels, you guys know that we've been talking about the eclipse coming up on April 8th and how it makes an X over the United States with the other eclipse from 2017. So it's all about the X, right? And 24, X is the 24th letter. We're in the year 2024. And in 2019, October 17th, 2019, Taco Bell Gaming Bundle released a limited edition Eclipse Xbox, which has two X's in it, and they call it the Xbox One X. Okay, so you have three X's in this whole title, and they call it the Eclipse. So this is obviously pointing to this moment in time where the two eclipses make an X this year on April 8th, okay? And I'm going to decode this and show you how crazy this is. So, get ready for this, guys. So, again, this Xbox Taco Bell Limited Gaming Bundle came out on October 17th, 2017, and it ran for a limited amount of time. And so from the release, the release date to the next eclipse that makes the X, it's 53 months and 22 days. And look at the title, Eclipse Xbox equals 53. So 53 months after the Eclipse Xbox is released, you get the X eclipse, right? And again, look at the Gematria for solar eclipse. Solar eclipse equals 53. That's what this is going to be, a solar eclipse. And what are the chances, guys? 53 months later, after this release, you're going to land on the eclipse. And this thing was called Eclipse, right? An Eclipse Xbox equals 53, like solar eclipse. And it was 53 months and 22 days. Now, we just had, if you guys watched my last video, we just had Caitlyn Clark, number 22, eclipsing the record of the male Pistol Pete Maravich. I did a video. Guys, go back and watch that one if you missed it. But again, she wore number 22. She was 22 years old. We're in the 22nd anniversary right now, 22nd year after 9/11. And we've been saying that the next 9/11 will be a blackout. And look at the words blackout equals 22. So 53 months like solar eclipse and 22 days like blackout. And during a solar eclipse, there is a black. The moon passes in front of the sun, pretty much causing a blackout. Okay. So interesting, right? Also, the words reset equals 22. And, this will be part of the Great Reset, right? So there's a lot of stuff to mention here. But I just thought this was very interesting. What are the chances? 53 months, and the Gematria of solar eclipse is 53, including Xbox, Eclipse Xbox, right? Now, another clear and obvious part of this ritual is the number 69, because in Gematria, the word eclipse equals 69, and this Xbox Eclipse was released by Taco Bell, and the word taco just happens to equal 69, like eclipse. So what a coincidence that they choose to release this with Taco Bell, and Taco Bell equals eclipse. And the eclipse this year will start passing the United States over Texas, which also equals 69. And again, we've had a lot of stuff going on in Texas. We just had Trump and Biden in Texas at the border. And tacos are also very connected to Texas, right? There's probably a lot of tacos in Texas. So we have this 69 number. But what do we get if we type in the whole title of this Xbox? It's called the Eclipse Xbox One X. And look at the Gematria, guys. In reverse reduction, it equals 69. Just like Eclipse, just like Taco Bell, just like Texas. Okay. And again, the eclipse will begin passing over the United States in Texas. Okay. Eagle Pass. And so let's keep moving on. I thought that was very interesting. Now, remember, I've been telling you guys that one day before the April 8th eclipse this year, there is an event going on called WrestleMania, where Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, do you guys get it? The American Nightmare will be facing Roman Reigns, the Roman Empire. Cody Rhodes is going to be the American Nightmare for the Roman Empire, okay? And if he wins, it's not still for sure he will. I think he will, but maybe he won't. Who knows? He didn't win last year. But the point here is that this Xbox One X was released and very connected to the solar eclipse that's happening one day after this event in Philadelphia. But look at the logo for WrestleMania. It's the Liberty Bell. All right? And the Liberty Bell is connected to the Taco Bell, okay? So what are the chances again? I just told you how Taco Bell, the eclipse was, this thing was released in perfect sync with the eclipse. And now one day before the eclipse, you have the Bell logo at WrestleMania, right? And again, it's this bell symbolism, this time. It's all about time, right? I talked about this in my video of like 2 weeks ago about the end of time, the time video, if you go back and watch that, okay? So again, what is the chances? One day before the eclipse, you have the Bell logo, and then Taco Bell was the one who released the Xbox Eclipse, okay? And you can't overlook the fact that this is all about America and the Liberty Bell, all right, the freedom. So a lot of interesting things to think about here. And again, let's talk about the number 53 again, because this number has been big lately. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, will try to eclipse or beat the champion Roman Reigns, right? One day before the eclipse. And notice that Cody Rhodes equals 53, like solar eclipse. And the next day after he wrestles will be the solar eclipse. And again, that's 53 months since the release of the Xbox Eclipse, and that equals 53 as well. So again, this is a number I talked about in prior videos, and I'm going to expand upon it now. So one more thing about Cody Rhodes is he is a Cancer. Okay, he's ruled by the moon. The astrology sign of Cancer is ruled by the moon. Okay, the moon is responsible for the eclipse. It passes in front of the sun, right? So what are the chances that a guy who's ruled by the moon is going to try to eclipse this guy who obviously represents the sun? Okay, so again, very interesting. And just notice Cody Rhodes' nickname, the American Nightmare. And look at the Gematria match. I've already connected Cody Rhodes perfectly with the 53 and the solar eclipse. But look, his full nickname, the American Nightmare, equals 192, which is a big number. I've also been talking about that number a lot. The American Nightmare, 192, and the full title of this Xbox, Eclipse Xbox One X, equals 192. And in Jewish Gematria, guys, the word eclipse equals 192. So again, they perfectly sync this up. Everything is coming together for this coming eclipse, all right? And remember, I want to touch on what I talked about in my last video. Okay, guys, if you guys didn't watch that, please go watch it. It's a crazy connection between Kamala Harris and the girl, or the supposed girl. She's probably not really a girl. Okay, but anyways, on 3-3 CC, which is 3-3, Caitlyn Clark became the all-time leading scorer, eclipsing the man Pistol Pete Maravich. Okay. You guys get the symbolism there, Pistol Pete. And look at these. This was posted by the Iowa, because she plays for Iowa. This was posted by the Iowa basketball team's Twitter. And look at how they gave this, guys. They put the eclipse literally in the logo. And they said all or alone at the top, guys. And then they put this eclipse logo. Look at it. It looks exactly like an eclipse, guys. What are the chances of that? Okay. And I told you this was all about her eclipsing the record. Okay. And just so we can understand this, look at the gematria of eclipse and record. Remember, she eclipsed the record on 3/3, and eclipse equals 33. I already told you that eclipse equals 69, like the eclipse will pass over Texas, which equals 69. And again, look at the 369 combo. Remember the Nikola Tesla 369 thing? Well, this is interesting. These two words all have the 3 and the 6 and the 9. But look at how perfect this was, guys. Caitlyn Clark eclipsed the record on the 63rd day of the year. You can see down here at the bottom, March 3rd, the 63rd day of the year. 36 days later is the eclipse on the 99th day of the year. So look at this. She eclipsed the record on 63 day. 36 days later is the eclipse. And then it has another 36 over here. The whole word is nothing but 3 6s and 9s, okay? But what are the chances of that, guys? The day she eclipsed is the 63, like record equals 63. 36 days after her record eclipse, the eclipse comes. And then that's on the 99th day of the year, okay? That's perfectly synced up. That is an absolutely insane connection. And just don't forget, if you flip the nines upside down, because in numerology, the 6 and the 9 can be flipped, right? So notice that even Eclipse has the 3-9, which could be flipped to a 3-6, kind of like the 3-6 over here. And kind of like it's 36 days. The eclipse is 36 days after she eclipsed the record, okay? And again, they put the eclipse right in there for you guys to see. And look, she's probably a trans, right? A trans. And look at the word trans, guys. 63, like she eclipsed the record on 63 day, and 36 days later is the eclipse. Now, why does an eclipse represent a trans person? Well, think about it, guys. An eclipse is when the moon seems to become one with the sun. You guys get it? The moon passes in front of the sun. Let me just pull up an eclipse here. Go back to the first page, okay? So this picture down here, guys, look at this. It seems that when the moon passes in front of the sun, that they become one, right? They're no longer two, but one, right? And the eclipse is almost like it's like a trans, okay? It's a transition, but it's also a trans person, right? Because the moon is feminine, the sun is masculine. So what this represents, why did they choose a supposed trans woman to eclipse the record? Well, that's because the eclipse represents the trans connection. Trans equals, record, right? And again, it's like a transition, a new world, right? So I believe that's the symbolism they're getting at, guys, is the eclipse is a symbol of the trans, okay? Again, because the moon and the sun become one, therefore the masculine and the feminine become one entity. And that's what a trans person is, right? The masculine parts and the feminine parts are one, right? So again, this is perfectly synced up with why a trans person would be the one eclipsing, okay? And I don't think that's a wrong assessment at all. I think it's perfectly what they're representing here, okay? And last but not least, or I got 2 more slides for you. Remember, I told you in my last video, she's a trans woman, but if you type in the word transgender, it equals 53, like solar eclipse. Okay, and there's the eclipse. Alone at the top is exactly what they typed on this, guys. And look, alone at the top, 53, like transgender, like solar eclipse, like Kamala D. Harris. Look at the White House Gov site, guys. They list Kamala's name as Kamala D. Harris is the vice president. Okay, they just read what I underline right there. And look, her name, Kamala D. Harris, equals 53 in the same cipher. Now, if you guys don't understand why I'm making this connection, go back and watch my last live stream on how her breaking the record was perfectly synced up with Kamala. Okay, but what are the chances? This 53 number again, transgender 53, alone at the top, like they wrote on the poster, and solar eclipse 53, and Kamala D. Harris 53. Perfect, right? And remember, I showed this a few days ago about how this number has been following Kamala Harris, and I just wanted to repost this, okay? Again, there was a moon landing on Kamala's dad's birthday on August 23rd last year, okay? Moon landing equals 53, like Kamala D. Harris, right? I just showed you all the 53s here with this Caitlyn Clark. But anyways, Kamala Harris's dad's birthday, there was a moon landing by India, and that's where Kamala's heritage is from. And 5 months and 3 days later, like the number 53, the U.S. landed the first craft in 50 years on 222. Well, 222 was the 53rd day of the year. So what are the chances of that, guys? Kamala D. Harris's dad, Kamala D. Harris equals 53, 3 days after the moon landing on her dad's birthday. You got the moon landing on the 53rd day of the year. And then this moon landing of the United States happened 241 days before Kamala's next birthday this year, and 241 is the 53rd prime. So again, this was perfectly synced. No one can argue this. Okay, there's no chance that her name equals 53. 53 after her dad's birthday was the moon landing. Moon landing equals 53. It was on the 53rd day of the year. 241 days later is Kamala's birthday, which is the 53rd prime. It's too perfect. Okay, and that all ties back into the eclipse coming, guys. The moon passing in front of the sun, alone at the top. You see? Alone at the top, transgender. Okay? So, anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching once again. I'll be back with a live stream within the next day or so, and hope you guys are doing well. Make sure you hit the like button if you would, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.